gentlemen, people of Gotham, may I just start by saying,
What's happening, fuckers? Yes, it's been a little while since I dipped my toes into the dark world of Gotham, so I've been making myself busy. Standard criminal affair really. Stealing, kidnapping, taking the ducks from the park. They are free, you know. Oh, and planting bombs all over the city, which will all explode in roughly 6 minutes time. Anyway, while we're all waiting, here's a quick look at Gotham Knights, the spiritual successor to the Arkham series. So, let's get into it, shall we? Gotham Knights is a cancelled 2023 TV show, co-developed by some guy named Chat, but that's not what we're talking about. Gotham Knights, however, is an open-world action game, and how-to instructional guide on inflicting blunt force trauma in low-income areas. In this game, Batman is fucking dead, dying in a Batcave explosion as a direct result of being cancelled on Twitter.
I made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment.
As a result, Gotham City starts doing its best Chicago impression. It is up to Batman's clan of highly trained kung fu orphans to return order to Gotham by honoring the legacy of the legendary Caped Crusader. Gotham Knights gameplay draws heavy inspiration from the Batman Arkham series, not surprising considering Warner Bros. Montreal's previous work on Arkham Origins, back in 2013, offering a mixture of fluid hand-to-hand combat and stealth gameplay. Gotham Knights builds on this with its 4 playable characters, each offering slight variation in playing style. Whether this be Robin's focus on stealth, Batgirl's technical skills allowing her to turn off security cameras, or in the case of the Red Hood, just using a fucking gun.
For his neutral special, he wields a gun.
Despite my reservations about Gotham Knights, after seeing it be damn near crucified on release, there's a lot about this game that I quite like. Combat feels great, with its focus being placed on acrobatic dodges and evasion in comparison to the Arkham titles, where Batman counters enemies by making their leg go the wrong way. While it could be considered basic, with most enemies vulnerable to the standard attack of being hit with a big stick, or being thrown off a building. Once you really get into the unique ability trees of each character, you find a solid level of depth. I also enjoyed the variety of side content available. While the main story missions are in my opinion the weakest part of the game, even if it gets a bit bohemian grove at points, there is plenty of content outside of that to keep you engaged. The best parts of the game are the missions involving classic Batman villains, such as Mr. Freeze, the Cum Monster, or White Woman Halloween costume. Even the minor side missions can be quite fun, whether you are stopping gangs from robbing one of Gotham's apparently endless banks, or stopping them from downloading certain sensitive pieces of data.
Well, I'm the Joker, baby!
Despite being pleasantly surprised by Gotham Knights, it does have its issues, the biggest of which being movement. Moving through Gotham City is tiresome, falling far below the standard set by titles like the recent Spider-Man games, or Arkham Knight. I'm sorry, you can add as many anime Naruto speedlines as you like, but the Batsicle feels sluggish, like I'm riding the fucking Bat mobility scooter. On-foot travel is also tiresome and lacking in fluidity. Even when you unlock new travel options later, whether that be Robin's teleport, or Nightwing's Fortnite glider, things do not improve. Outside of that, there are other aspects of the game that grind my gears. The game offers loot and crafting system, as has been the style in recent years, that feels both overly complicated and completely pointless. I've never understood what having to scavenge for materials, like some kind of bat-hobo, adds to a game like this. When your community is having to make Excel sheets of where certain materials are, I think it's a bit too much. Other features just seem a bit tacked on, such as the precision aiming. The only time I ended up using it was to shoot someone in the balls. Graphically, Gotham Knights does a decent job in depicting the complete shithole that Gotham City is. While the game's map is limited in terms of variety, being based in one city will do that. It does a good job of providing a dark and gloomy atmosphere, and definitely portrays Gotham as the kind of place where you get stabbed outside a McDonald's at 3 AM. The character designs also look good, with the only character model I have real issue with being Clayface, because my game shat itself every time he turned into a giant glob of jizz. Gotham Knights soundtrack is probably one of the game's weaker aspects. That's not to say that it's bad, but it does feel as though it is another aspect of this game that falls short of the Arkham games. The one high point in the soundtrack is an unexpected cover of a song also included in Shrek 2, which I will admit I really appreciated. I also thought the voice acting was pretty decent, even if it was sometimes let down by the script, which edges into cringe territory at points. Some of the writing is questionable. Honestly, what did Batman mean by this?
I'm proud of you, Dick.
Overall, Gotham Knights is a solid title. and is considerably better than most would have you believe. While it does have its problems, it mostly suffers as a result of being in the shadow of perhaps the greatest superhero game series of all time. But it is definitely worth a look, especially for those of you more aware of Batman lore than I am. Anyway, I'll be off now. The bombs are going to go off any second now. Just you wait. Well then, that's the last time I'll follow tutorials from TikTok. What a load of